Hello everyone, welcome back to Art a la Carte. In this tutorial of Color Pencils 101, I'm going to begin teaching you how to create water with color pencils. I've gotten actually this request quite a few times, and as I was looking at different reference photos of water, trying to decide which one I wanted to do, decided that I couldn't claim to teach how to draw water in one drawing. For one, there's so many different types of ways to draw water when water is doing different things, and then water is reflective, and so whatever kind of light and colors it's reflecting is the color it is. It's not always blue, gold, or green, or brown, or black, or white. It's just amazing. So this, I'm not claiming at all that this video is going to be an inclusive water drawing video. Go ahead and take the typical blue ocean wave and kind of teach you some of the techniques with this. Then with this you could trade out these colors for other colors if you wanted to change the hues and things like that for your water. Now before I begin with the actual coloring of this, I'm going to roughly sketch out my wave with my pencil very, very lightly, almost so that I barely can even see it. So I'm going to have like the crown of the wave right here, and the crest right in here, and then kind of going down into the wave there, and maybe just like a little sparse of a wave right here. We're just going to actually just color water. And I just want the motion of the water to come up this way. I'm just going to add a little bit of lines just so I can remember that. But again, just really, really super light. So after you have kind of your sketched in outlook of water, your pencil's trying to roll in, we're going to go ahead and begin to lay in the lightest tones first. So I'm looking around here, and as the wave crests up, it's going to allow sunlight to hit through it. So as the wave crests up, it's going to get lighter and lighter and lighter, which adds for a really cool effect. So I am going to pull in my sky blue light, so it's a very light blue, and right underneath this crest of the water where it's falling over, I'm going to just very lightly lay in that. And I'm actually going to go ahead and erase up some of my pencil marks even more lightly, because it's going to be so light that any pencil marks are going to kind of show through. And again, I don't want to get a direction, so I'm going to use little circle motions to create that. Okay, once I have this in, and you probably can barely even see this, it's just my lightest blue laid in there. I'm going to go with my next lightest color. This is all I have of this one. This is a non-photo blue. But before I get into this, I'm just going to very lightly now draw in where I want kind of the foam lines to be. And this is all very organic and very, jaggedy, and no rhyme or reason with it. You just want a nice outline, and you want to do it lightly. I'm doing it a little bit darker. Hopefully you guys can see it. I can't tell you how to do it. I would recommend looking at photos, going out to the ocean yourself, and just watching waves, which is just this very erratic. Sometimes it's big, sometimes they're little. Now I'm going to add in this color in between there, just very lightly, very light hand. And it's just going to give that little bit of illusion of foam in that water. I'm going to have my main highlight right up in here. So as it gets up there, it's going to lessen the pigment. Okay, still not looking like much, and my camera is having a horrible time focusing on that. So we're going to switch up, and we're going to add in some nice darker colors to push this wave forward. I'm actually going to flip this over. Feel free to flip your picture whichever way is going to help you lay your color in the best, whatever's most comfortable for your hand. And I'm just going to draw along the ridge of this wave just a nice little dark tone. And I'm going to be going now in a side to side. I know it looks like up and down in this, but it's going to be side to side, horizontal for the picture. And you're going to want to leave little breaks where there's just little light reflecting, and again, all very organic. Just those little ripples. Okay, so we can begin to kind of see how this wave is cresting right in here. I'm going to go back in with kind of a darker shade here, And I'm just going to begin to pull in just some of the shadows in my waves. And I don't want to cover up everything with this dark. I just want to find places that I would add a little bit of a shadow, a little bit of a deeper hue to. And again, this is just however you see it, wherever you see the water kind of getting a little darker towards the bottom end of waves as they're coming up. Sometimes as I'm working on water, I'll kind of let my eyes just unfocus a little bit and kind of see the balance of the light and dark spots. And they'll kind of help me to see if it's, you know, if I'm too heavy in one area and I need to, you know, pull it out a little bit, or if I need to darken an area a little bit more. So you can see how we kind of created this swirling water back here, just by allowing the lights and the darks to kind of swirl and play around with each other. We're not covering anything with one solid color. It's just dancing colors. So the waves now aren't going to go kind of this way. We want these light spots to kind of go this way. And down here I'm going to be pushing a little bit heavier, going to get a nice darker color, but as I come up towards that crest of the wave, I'm going to lighten the pressure so that's just going to flow automatically up into this light. But you'll need some nice dark areas to create that light in there. Otherwise everything's just going to be a little too soft. But remember to add your color in slowly. Always go back and add more color. It just gets challenging when you have a bunch of color already there to pull it out. Okay, I want to go in with a really nice aqua kind of color here, so I have this aquamarine here, and I'm just going to begin to scrub in a little bit of this color in here. Don't be afraid to add some nice dark color to places, because it's going to make your whites look whiter. You have to have that contrast. And so sometimes when we're working with color, we just don't want to take that risk of ruining something and just pushing in dark. Or we do, but we push it on everything. So you have to be careful with your dark, but you have to be careful not to forget about your dark. So get your darks in there, because that's going to bring it out. Otherwise it's just going to be such a soft drawing that you're not going to see anything. Alright, when you get to a point here, I'm getting my color so bright and so white that it's almost blending into the crest. So what do? I don't want to darken this. If you actually look at your reference photos, a lot of times you'll see that as it's cresting over, this crest is thicker than this part here, so this is going to have a shadow. Now this here is usually foamy or frothy, so it's going to be a gray color. So you're going to want to find a cool gray to go ahead and shade that with. And you're going to start slowly, slowly. Remember, you can always build this up. I'm using the side of my pencil, so I'm not getting a really fine point. So I'm not getting a texture. I'm kind of zigzagging it around because I want it to be bubbly. I want it to kind of show that little bit of froth. I don't want it to be smooth. I want it to have some definite texture to it. Then I'm going to go back in with this kind of a bluish gray, and I'm going to very softly scrub this in. It's all about pressure that you're holding your pencil. very, very lightly. Once you have your colors kind of placed in there and you're kind of, not sure if you want to add more color, but you kind of want to smooth it out, you can take your white color pencil and go ahead and start burnishing this. And you're going to see that it's going to darken your colors just a little bit. Not as bad as if you used a blending stick though. So you'll see all my strokes are going the way that water is flowing up into it. I'm not going side to side, I'm not doing circle motions, because you'll see it'll drag a little bit of that color through those white spots and make it kind of look like it's floating water. We're going to want to add a little bit of this back here, and this again, we're going to go horizontal. We want to go the way the water is flowing there. We want those waves and those peaks to go this way. You can see how nicely dark and vibrant this white just pulls that color up. So pretty. And there we go, a little sample-it of coloring water with color pencils. Not easy. It's challenging and very time-consuming, and really not my favorite thing to color. There's just so much going on. It makes my brain hurt. So if I want a really good brain workout, this is a good one to have, but you're just having to watch your lights and your shadows and your smoothing and making it right. Everything is happening in this picture at one time. And that is water. So hopefully this encouraged you and gave you some ideas and tips on how to create your own color pencil pictures of ocean waves. And again, there are a ton of different ways to draw water and all that good stuff. And I'll try to do a few more of those to kind of give you some ideas. I know I've had a couple people asking about waterfalls and things like that, so I will try to get some of those down in the next couple of months. But hopefully this kind of gives you an idea to kind of get started. Well, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other videos. I have a whole playlist of color pencil tutorials, plus a whole bunch more of just regular drawing tutorial videos. So check that out. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. And until next time, God bless you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.